y'all? We are back with another video. Of course, as y'all see TJ's hat, my shirt, background, we talking Mavs. And of course, y'all know recent news that dropped with the Mavs. We got a brand new coach and a brand new GM. So let's talk about it. I'm gonna get y'all opinion on it, man. Let's start with the whole. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's start with Rick Carlisle leaving, man, and signing with Indiana. What do y'all think about that move?
How is he such a?
I mean, good for him, I guess.
He got a job, I guess.
Yeah, congrats. It's a little weird. The whole situation is weird, but I'll just stick to the Carlisle part for now.
Yeah.
Apparently, based on reports, Indiana only gave Brian Shaw a phone interview, and Rick was their only in-person interview, period. So they only interviewed two people, one over the phone and Rick.
Right.
So that whole thing is weird, especially with Rick being at the head of the Coaches Association.
Yeah.
This is kind of weird. And so, I mean, I guess good for him, but I don't know if we want to get into this part of it about what he said. Or
go ahead. You do it.
Okay. I just didn't appreciate the way he left. I'll just put it that way.
Right.
But I'm happy that he got a job, and I got no ill will towards him. I hope he does well. Whatever. But
not against us though.
Yeah, not against us. We'll take care of that. But yeah, I mean, obviously, would have preferred the way things went to be a little bit cleaner, I guess. And the comments that he made on the way out, recommended Jason Kidd was a little weird. Especially since Mosley's been on the staff for as long as he's been there.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that too.
It just was nasty. So yeah, from a Carlisle perspective, good for you, thumbs up. But just a little weird how it went down, and I wasn't really a fan of that whole process as a whole.
Well, cuz go ahead and tell us your side, since you were the one who was calling for the Mavs to trade him and get some picks. You were the first one I heard to say it, bro.
When I was little, he was like, "You got to get out of here." When I was a child,
man, I'll tell you, I was calling for 6 years ago, and then at this point, it was, "Hey, since he's about to be gone, we need to get something for it," just like John Gruden, which I still don't understand. Like,
yeah,
you can get something for him. Like, you don't have any draft picks this year. You can get a draft
something,
pick.
at least a second or something, bro.
Something. Get some type of compensation for a coach that is by far one of the better coaches in the league. It just ran its course here, which happens. But yeah, the whole thing is pretty weird. With the when he was talking about the Pacers team, say that they're skilled, not selfish. That they're able to put things together. It's like, is he trying to say like Luke is selfish or something to that effect? And recommending J Kidd because he's been the only person to have coached both of them, and seeing how their playing styles are similar, and think that it'll be a good fit. So, which was really interesting. Yeah, it's like J Kidd didn't really start shooting until later, beyond the halfway point. Because beyond the halfway point of his career is when he starting to pull up more threes, which is the style. The league went to more threes, but being able to push the ball because he was more of your assist guy.
I think we lost Will. Yeah, like what he was saying, he was more of the assist guy. I guess a lot of the comparison goes to like the size and the playmaking and stuff like that. That kind of goes with it, but not the scoring part. Like Luka's way better scorer than him.
I mean, there's Luka's 6'7", 6'8". He was 6'4". I mean, I guess
he was a big 6'4" though.
I mean, he's a bigger guard, but I don't know. Like, I've never looked at Luka's game and thought Jason Kidd.
I didn't either. I didn't.
So I mean, I'm not trying to say that one's better than the other or whatever, but I never looked at them and thought he got a lot of Jason Kidd in him. And I guess maybe it's just because his game is more offensive oriented early, so it's like there is a clear difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like Will was saying, just like I didn't understand the point of doing that because it's like you quit, right?
Yeah.
Like you resigned. So why do you care who the coach is?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I don't understand why that even matters. Now, if he was asked, that's different. I don't know the whole context behind the whole conversation, but if he wasn't asked that, I don't know why you volunteer that because you voluntarily left. So
I think I heard somebody say that it was just like he kind of brought that up on his own.
why? I just like
I don't understand that either, bro.
I don't think you should do it at all. But if you're gonna do it, at least do it for Jamal. Like, why are you doing it for somebody else? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird.
Listen, that's the part. Let's get into that too, because the thing that got me was I think we all, probably not you, Jay. I think me and Will were pretty much kind of like saying like, yo, Jamal Mosley should at least get looked at. You know what I mean? Because we've been hearing he got some endorsements for some players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, look, it's his time. He needs to get that or get looked at that position.
Right.
We don't know if they even talked to him because from what I'm hearing, like I heard they didn't even interview him.
Right.
It's as if like they already had in their mind that Jason Kidd was the guy. And I think I told you guys off camera, and I was like, I kind of figured Dirk was gonna have a lot to do with this. Now, if this goes sideways, I'm not blaming Dirk. It's everything gonna be marked. Everything gonna be marked. I don't care what it is.
Right.
But I kind of figured that Dirk was gonna kind of have a hand in this, man. The whole Jason Kidd thing, like I understand because like a lot of Mavs fans, like a lot of the general NBA fans aren't really knowledgeable about the ins and outs of the NBA or really pay attention like we pay attention. Like we got the stuff like on our phones, you know what I'm saying? We constantly in it. And so I don't think that they understand like Jason Kidd's track record, I guess you could say, like him going from Brooklyn where supposedly he was trying to gain too much power within Brooklyn, they had to get him out. And then with
they traded him, by the way.
Yeah, they traded him, exactly.
Compensation for him.
Exactly. What was that again, Jay? You said what now?
They got compensation for him.
What? You do that?
Can
you do that?
I guess he don't know that.
I just never heard that in sports ever in my life. Like, wow. It's amazing. You can actually trade a coach and get compensation. Wow.
It's insane.
But and then of course with Milwaukee, we know what happened with that. With Milwaukee, you had the talent, but he could never get him over that hump. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm just like, now I understand, like I said, shout out to my boy being Fred. Shout out to him. They're saying that, maybe he's learned his lesson, maybe that year or two off. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping that's the case because as Mavs fans, we don't not want this to work. We want this to work. Yeah. So, hopefully he did learn, sitting under Frank or whatever, being away from the game for like 2 years or whatever the case is. Hopefully he did learn something. And one thing, there's a couple of things I give Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd is a player's coach. I give him that. He relates very well to the players, and he has relationships all over the league. So I give him that. So that's the one positive that I'm hoping that, we can take from this. Because I think I also heard, now, Stephen A. said this, so y'all take it with a grain of salt. Stephen A. said he had some inside sources that said that Luka also signed off on this. I don't know how true that is because locally we didn't hear that. Because I know the question here locally is like, did Luka sign off on this? Are y'all talking to Luka about these moves? Not saying going there and say, hey, Luka, who should we get? But we like, hey, Luka, look, we looking at Jason Kidd or we looking at Nico. Supposedly he has a strong relationship with Nico. Nico was the one who got him to sign with Jordan. So there's a relationship there. Then, of course, Kidd is being a player's coach. He's more new school when it comes to coaching compared to how Rick Carlisle was. So there's, he can kind of relate to Luka and that part. But as far as like coaching, I think, like I said, I would have preferred, Jamal Mosley. They didn't even, for what I heard, they didn't even talk to this dude. Or if I heard something else that y'all heard anything else about, did they talk to him? Did they?
He wasn't even considered.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what I read. I think Cato had put that out that he.
So that means was Finley even considered? Now, was Finley considered for the president of basketball operation job?
Well, he's supposed to stay, so I don't know.
I think they still got him as the vice.
Yeah, he's like they're supposed to be hand in hand, kind of like working together, or whatever, which just means you not getting
Yes,
fired.
man.
But there's one question that I don't know. I know neither one of you have the answer for, but I'm still gonna ask it. Where is Bob?
You are asking the question that they're trying to gloss over. Like they got, look at this shiny toy we got over here. No.
Where's
Where's
Bob?
Bob? Where's Bob?
Where he at?
Exactly. Like I think we said this on I think a previous video that of course it was confirmed that Rick gone, confirmed Donnie gone. Rumors that Bob was gone. Like no, we need a confirmation. Is Bob gone or not? We need a confirmation because we heard that they wasn't gonna sign him back or he was gone. Need a confirmation, bro. They're supposed to still ask him where's Bob at.
Will, do you have anything else on Rick? Because I want to say something about Jason Kidd real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Just kid. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my main thing was that they should have got compensation for him, and then also it was just trying to figure out if he was trying to take shots at Luka.
You know what?
When he said that the team was up in Indiana wasn't selfish.
You know what though? That could have been KP. That could have been KP.
That also crossed my mind.
Yeah,
trying to get him to fit into the system. So, but yeah, that crossed my mind. So I was just trying to figure out like. I feel like it was a shot at someone, but just trying to figure out who it was. And then also with the Luka giving the okay, I mean, it only makes sense because if you look at the NFL, a lot of the leads for teams they get asked about certain things, even as far as like personnel, like Tom Brady. Tom Brady has great choices as far as who he wants to bring in, and Tampa's been doing that. And then so Patrick Mahomes goes for it. Deshaun Watson wanted it down in Houston.
You gotta have skins on the wall though. Like Luka, you only been here a couple years. But, I'm not saying ask him who you want, but just be like, just kind of run it by him. Like, yo, look, we looking at Jason Kidd, we looking at Nico or whatever. So I ain't saying like, who should we get? Those guys. Maybe Tom Brady because he's been all that. Yeah. But like with Luka, he's new to the league. Just run it by him. That's all we asking. Just run it by him.
Yeah, and that's the important thing is to be able to run it by him because you are hoping to keep him long term. Yeah. Hopefully keep him for 20 years. So to be able to do that, you have to show your appreciation for him, and I think that would help with it.
But what you got on Kidd, Jay?
I just want to point out, I guess, a couple things. First off. He is a player's coach when he's not the head coach, because there was a lot of discussions about how he treated his players when he was the coach, and how he was kind of a hard ass like Rick, and that a lot of them didn't really enjoy playing for him. Now, Greek Freak did; he did enjoy it, but there's been a lot of stuff about reporting about the fact that he has admitted that he was too hard on his player when he was a coach. And so part of the time, I guess, under Vogel and LA and whatever, he kind of learned that there are other ways that may be more effective. And so he wants to be more of a player's coach and be more open to kind of like enjoying the process and not being so like having like a dictatorship and where it's my way or the highway. So sounds great. Whatever. There have been a lot of people who have endorsed the change in him since he was the last head coach. But my biggest issue don't really have much to do with the court, because I mean he can be better, but I mean we talked about this a little bit in the last video about the issues that Dallas had a few years ago with the sexual allegations.
They brought this up on Locked On Mavs.
It just doesn't make sense. And so like for me, I don't necessarily think that Jason Kidd shouldn't have a job, but it just does not look good when you are Mark Cuban and you are on the jump. Brandon Nichols crying about how we're gonna change everything and I didn't know about this and yada yada yada. And we're about to have a whole different culture, and they bring in Scent and like they're supposed to have this whole like revamped process within the organization. But then something happened in 2020 I don't even know about, where there was another employee that got accused of sexually harassing another employee, and he denied that, but he fired him for something else.
Yeah.
There's like weird stuff going on. But my point is, it doesn't look good that you hire a head coach who has a history of domestic violence, and
he was found guilty for it too.
Found guilty for it, and I mean, sidebar, also got drunk and ran into a telephone pole. But that's a separate discussion. Anyway, there's just a lot of stuff that does not look good on his record, and I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve a second chance because I'm not the person to say that, but I just don't think it looks good that his second chance
here with our history, yeah, right.
With what we have going on, because I think, like I said before in a previous video, like all this stuff happened in 2018, we're just saying that Luka got drafted, and so the fact that Luka was so amazing and overachieved in his rookie year, that kind of put everything else under the rug. But it was still something that we knew locally was a thing,
right?
And so it just doesn't look good from that perspective. And Jason Kidd ain't that good of a coach for me to feel like it's worth that type of a PR blow, and just to overall look like there are people who are looking at Dallas and saying, "What are y'all doing down there? Like, what kind of organization y'all running that you're this tone deaf to what you said? Because you're talking in one ear and saying things one way, but your actions are saying something completely different." Mm-hmm. So I just don't think it's worth the price of admission to have him be here as our head coach, because he hasn't done enough for me to be like, well, he's won 3 championships as a coach. So, you know, I understand, sometimes you can look at the basketball piece and be like, I get why they did this, but I can't see that in this scenario because he has not been well as a coach. So it just doesn't look good. I hate the optics of it. It's icky to me. I don't like any of this except for Nico. I'm cool with Nico.
I like it.
But yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the hire at all. And obviously, it's remaining to be seen what actually happens out of it. Mm-hmm. But I just don't like the way this looks. And Mark Cuban to be so like on top of things, to be so like ahead of all the other stuff that you claim that you're like a trendsetter, all this stuff. How do you not see how this looks horrible? Like I just don't understand that.
You know what, man? I agree with you on that one, because it's like when we hired Rick, you can kind of see like, okay, he's been kind of getting there in his other stops. Like in Detroit, he went to the East Conference Finals. I mean, East Conference Finals. Indiana, he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like in that year of the brawl, I think they would have won that championship that year if those guys didn't get suspended or whatever. And so, like with Kidd, man, I feel like from the optics, it just looks like that Mark Cuban is hiring a lot of his homeboys is what it looked like.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just a lot of former players that everybody loved. Like everybody loved Jason Kidd here, everybody loved Dirk here, everybody loved Finley here. But let me just get my friends for the optics. It's like, are you actually doing this for the right basketball reasons, or are you just trying to do it for a PR stunt? And so with the whole Kidd thing, man, like you said, there's nothing in his now, mind you, y'all know that's my favorite point guard of all time. He was one of my top 5 favorite Mavs of all time. But as a coach, I just don't see, like I said, we ran down his history. It's like, what in his history that shows you like, okay, he can be that guy. That's cool that, he can talk to Luka at night on the phone and he can connect and all that. That's cool, bro. But we're talking about X's and O's.
Right.
You just we didn't get rid of him. You had lost a coach that was known for being an X and O's coach, and he didn't get us over the hump. Like, what is Kidd going to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, man. I just really feel like we probably should have gave Jamal Mosley a chance, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or at least just hear him out or whatever. Because this guy's been in your organization for like 9 years now? It's like, you know what you have right here. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I think we said it on the last video. Because Dallas did not sign him, he's going to go. I bet you go to Indiana.
Or maybe get
a coaching job. Yeah. Or get a head coaching
job.
Like,
there's opportunities there.
And he, like I said, he has a reputation around the league with other players. Yeah. So he's gonna get hired somewhere, bro. But yeah, so
what's wild, real quick, I'll let you finish.
Okay.
Jason Kidd should be calling him and being like, yo, I want you on my staff. Like that should be the first call he made. Not to JJ, no disrespect to JJ, not to Jet.
See what I'm saying?
Calling Mosley and being like, yo, I want you on my staff. to at least be able to have some sort of connection to the players that are here. Because now you saying I'm gonna get Jet in here, I'm gonna get JJ in here. JJ had some kind of connection, but he wasn't here last year. Like it's a little bit different. At least you would have somebody to help you along the way to say, "Hey, Dodo, you know this
and who has coaching experience. JJ doesn't have coaching experience, bro.
Exactly. So you got a bunch of rookie coaches. It's like, what are they gonna do to help you?
It's cool. Like we don't get everybody Luka likes. It's like Luka wants to win, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I can talk to you at night, you know, on weekends or whatever on the phone or text you all that. I'm trying to win, bro. Like I love JJ, but come on, bro. I'm not sitting there like, man, I hope they get JJ. I hope they get JJ. Like, no, I want to win. I want to win, bro. And if I feel like Jamal Mosley can help us win more than JJ can.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's go. Let's talk about the GM, man. I think we all, probably even the Mavs nation, all wanted Masai Ujiri, bro. We all wanted him. Of course, you know, they had that report that came out talking about the Mavs weren't even looking at him, that Mark Cuban wanted somebody that let's go ahead and just not beat around the bush. He wanted a yes man. He wants to be Jerry Jones, bro. He wants to control everything. He wants everybody to kind of get an input, give it to him. Okay, now I make the final decision, which that's what ownership is for. We understand that. But the way he's trying to put it is like, I'm the guy that's going to make the decisions. You're not giving the decision to the people who are in place. They're just going to get their opinion. I'm going to take whatever that is, and I'll make the decision. I like Jerry Jones. And so we talked about how we thought that Masai should be the GM. That's common sense. Like I said, you know this guy's track record. He's the number one executive in the league, and he's a free agent. He's not somebody you have to steal from anybody. Right. He's a free agent, right? He's sitting at the house right now. Mm-hmm. And like, you have a generational player in Luka, and you're trying to build a team around him. Who else better to build a team around him than Masai Ujiri? But we can get into that. Let me just get y'all opinion on this whole thing. Of course, we signed Nico Harris. He was the VP of Nike. Supposedly, he has connections, you know, throughout the known world when it comes to athletes. He's the one who got a lot of the people signed for Nike and has different, like I said, connection with the agents and the players and stuff like that. Everybody speaks highly of him. There was a lot of people who tweeted when Dallas signed him that was probably the best thing, probably the best move ever. Supposedly there were other teams that were trying to get him too. He has more of a connection with Mark Cuban. A lot of people don't know he comes to our games and watches the Mavs play. And so he has that connection with Mark Cuban. So I guess it was a little bit easier for Mark Cuban to get him compared to everybody else. But let me just get y'all opinion on that, man. First, we'll get y'all opinion on how y'all feel when we didn't get Masai, and then the whole Nico thing. We'll start with you, cuz.
And it was emotional, to be honest. Because first thing that came out was that they not even looking at Masai.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you have this company to do the search and off top looking at one of the best front office guys in the leagues? Like, that makes no sense. So with that initial report, it had me obsessed.
Bro, when you sent that to the group, I was at work and I was pissed. I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Like,
and then even with Toronto, like, not tech talks with them, but I was like, what the hell is going on right now? So that was mad confusing. And then with the signing Nico, the more information that started coming, they was talking about him, got me a little more and more comfortable with it. It got really interesting because especially when you have like players like Dan Lillard hyping them up, basically having a relationship with them, being able to have all these different people just like, yeah, this guy is been around the league for a while. He's a Kobe guy.
Yeah.
Like, and because another Kobe guy, his agent is the GM for the Lakers. So just that type of understanding that for a guy that's been around the league for a long time, all the relationships, being a Kobe guy, and having a good, for the most part, eye of talent, because who he had to talk to bring to Nike for the deals, just shows like he's pretty good at his job. So it's going to be interesting what he does now on the true basketball side, because he did have that one miss. That one huge miss
Oh,
but won't
Steph
hold him
Curry.
against. Won't hold it against him because he did
One out of
really
1,000. It's
well.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So he's hit on multiple other ones, so it can't hold on. You can hit 99 out of 100.
Right.
But yeah, it's gonna with this one. I'm gonna give it some time. At least I give him 2 years. At least they.
So you only get
Well,
2 years, dog. You got to get this
So
thing
you got
right.
25
well,
months left.
because like when will Luca be able to opt out?
Well, we don't know yet. You got to see what the contract is.
What's he saying? Okay.
More likely,
Well,
Is it a 5-year extension or a 4-year?
yeah,
it'll
I think
be
it's 5 year.
I think
Five
5
it's
year
year.
with a one option.
5. I think it's 5 for 2
5.
years.
Okay.
So and that won't go into effect
Till
until
next year. Well,
following
year
year.
after next. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he'll be here for at least 4 more.
Yeah. So and the reason why it's 2 years is that we have this summer and then we have next summer as well.
Right.
And next summer is you don't have any Olympics going on.
And we have a draft pick.
Exactly, you have to, and
For
then
now.
also
Right.
there should be some good free agents
Yeah, it is.
next year as
Yeah.
well, a little bit more than what it is this year. So the
Well,
2
for
years
now, we
will,
do. I don't want to say that nothing. Everybody start signing extensions again. So,
Right.
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. So I think the 2 years will give us a good idea of how they are planning to form the team. I'm not saying like 2 years and burn it down. It's like 2 years and then okay, I'm starting to get upset, or okay, I can see what you're starting to do now. So
Yeah.
that's why I say give them the 2 years. So
What you got, Jay?
let you.
So I'll give him a little bit longer than 2 years because like a lot of folks
I'm not trying to fire him after 2.
No, I know. I'm
That's
just saying like
yeah.
well, I'm even saying like to form an opinion because
Yeah.
you like whoever potentially people that he has relationships with now are under contract.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they may not be available to sign until like 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
So, maybe now you have the opportunity to kind of plant that seed without tampering. But, I guess it just depends on who it is and what their contract situation is to know whether or not it's an issue with whether he was able to get them or not.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of assets, so we can't just trade for nobody really. So it would really have to be through the draft and free agency. And
3 or
so,
14.
huh?
Yeah. You gotta be real
I have to
creative,
do
bro.
3 or 14 deals. To,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's even that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
this is
Yeah,
first day as a
that's
GM, so we gotta let him give him some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was happy with it. I think like everybody when I first saw it, I was like, "Who the hell is that?" But just to see, like Will said, the response from current players, and then also just kind of seeing his track record. You're seeing a lot of agents turning into GMs now. So
Yeah.
I think what his job, his gig was at Nike was pretty similar to the agent. So I'm not saying it's the same thing, but there are some similarities I think will help him along the way. I don't know that I would have made him the president of basketball operations.
Yeah.
I would have preferred him just to be the GM, and like I don't know if getting him both roles was the move I would have made. But maybe that's what it took to get him. Maybe other teams wanted him to be a GM, and maybe giving him that extra title was what actually got him to come. So who knows? But overall, I mean, obviously, it's hard to judge, but I think, we talked about before how, what we have been doing hasn't been working. And so I can respect the decision to try and do something different. And, hopefully you will see the results, down the road at some point. I think the biggest thing that we have to kind of preach now is patience, which is kind of hard to do when they kind of have. It's kind of hard to be patient when.
It's hard to be patient when you got Luka too. So.
Yeah, it's tough. So it's like you run that risk when you decide to press the reset button. In terms of the front office, not the whole
right. Yeah, right.
front office piece of it. So it's kind of hard because it's like you're asking for borrowed time that we don't really have. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm a lot more enthused about this than I am about the head coaching gig. So
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I mean, you needed something to kind of get you through it, bro. I guess this hire is that thing because, like you said, the head coach. I'm trying to get into the coaching thing. It's just like I said, knowing what we know, man. Because like I said, we're deep into this sport, bro, into this league and stuff. We know like people's histories and stuff and all that stuff. So just knowing all that is like I'm just not really on this. Like I said, I want it to work because we Mavs fans want it to work.
Right.
It's just that on the surface right now, it's just like I don't know. But for me, man, like y'all said, it took me a little. Like I had to kind of do my own research and stuff like that to kind of know the guy and stuff. This is kind of similar, like you said, Jay. It's like a Rob Pelinka type of hire and a World Wide West hire in New York. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what kind of led me more to like, okay, you know, let's see what this does. You know what I'm saying? We see success with that. And one guy was kind of made a point that it's not. A lot of these guys are more like analytical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nowadays it's more about relationships. Like that's why they highlighted with him. It's like, look, man, he know all these players. Like y'all said, y'all saw Twitter, all these players like showing them love. Like, yo, y'all did that one, bro. Y'all did that one. Yeah. And I look at that as the same response as New York got with World Wide West.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and like I said, y'all see now New York is on a trajectory of the upward or whatever. And so, I'm kind of with you, Jay, as far as, you know, I would have liked to have somebody in there with a little bit more experience. Now, I know people are going to say, like, oh, he has Michael Finley. I don't know. I know Michael Finley been here for, like, 8 years or whatever now in the front office. I still would have liked somebody in there that I know, like, say, you know, who was an assistant of somebody who has a great track record. Like, say you got somebody like that was, like, under, you know, Majai for us, too. You know what I'm saying? Part of that circle, whatever. I'd be like, okay, you know, he's been within, you know, with somebody who kind of been known for putting a team together or whatever.
Right.
But as far as like, because that's another thing too, I don't know what his strength is as far as the draft.
Right.
Now, everybody's talking about his strength as far as bring like connection with players in the league right now.
Right.
We're talking about drafting. I don't know what Michael Finley was under Donnie. You know what I'm saying? For those 8 years. It's not like we was out here just, you know what I'm saying? And so,
but Donnie didn't even have to say though. Like it was really Rick. Like I mean, I'm sorry, it was really
Mark. Yeah. See what I'm saying? So one of our problems is the draft. Like if you can get a dude in here that has some kind of a knowledge of the draft, who takes the time to actually evaluate these players and stuff in the draft, with him, with Nico and with Finley, I would feel a little bit better. Because you're selling me on the free agents. That's not the only issue we have. We're not drafting nobody. Like we should have been had, we should be looking like the Atlanta Hawks right now. Now, I'm not talking about the guy they signed this past summer, but like as far as the John Collins,
Brown.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Kevin Herters and stuff like that, bro. You know what I mean? The what's the boy name from Virginia? What's that boy name? The small forward. It's like the 3D guy they got. He's real nice.
Can't
think of that boy's name. I apologize.
Colt,
but
no. I know you're talking about.
Wow, I can't blanking on that boy's name. But yeah, we should have players like that, man, to where not only those guys on the team, but then you add Luka in there, you build it towards something. Then you can add those little bit small pieces like the Gallows and the and the Bobans and all that stuff. Bogdan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like that's how we should have been. But because you were so focused on free agency, you didn't focus on the draft. And so, like I said, the only reason why we had Dennis Smith and we had Lucas because you had no choice. Your cover was bare. Not like you could trade somebody to get somebody, and then people weren't coming to you. So now, let's go ahead and tank for these 2 years, and we can get some people that we can finally build around, which is how we end up getting Luka. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, flipping Dennis Smith and then getting KP or whatever. But yeah, that's the part I got. That's cool that you got this relationship with people, but I'm trying to see what's up with this whole college thing, or overseas or whatever. We said it before in the last video. That's going to be a glaring hole right there. We don't have a guy overseas no more. Like Donnie, like I said, Donnie knew Luka since he was 14. We don't have that no more. Knew Dirk, he's since he's 14. We don't have that no more. I don't know how long he knew. I think he knew Giannis like he was like 15 or whatever. But we don't have that no more. And I don't know how his track record is overseas. You know what I'm saying? So, like Josh said, this is going to be interesting over the next couple of years, because especially next year when we finally have our draft pick back. how they gonna handle the draft.
Yeah,
that's gonna be
figure it out.
Yeah, that's gonna be the test right there. Like we need to see how they're gonna handle the draft, man, because like
maybe that's why Mark didn't want no conversation, because he's like, we ain't gonna do nothing with it anyway.
See, that's he's running things right now. See, that's what I'm saying. Like you had the wrong mind. You had the wrong mind frame, bro. And this last few years have shown that if you draft right, look at all this young talent coming up right now.
Yeah.
They're taking over the league, bro. It's like, if you need to draft well, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know when you're gonna get another Luka, another Trae Young, or another Ja Morant or whatever. You don't, or Michael Porter Jr., whoever. We don't know who you're gonna get if you just actually take the draft seriously. You know what I'm saying? Not just doing it because of necessity. Do it because you're trying to fill your team out. Because I mean, the NBA is going young anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not a veteran-heavy league anymore. Everybody's going young, so you need to focus on the draft.
I think for them, they went through this period where they were good for so long, where they were winning 50 games, 50, 60 games, where their picks were always in the high 20s, and so they just thought, we're not gonna do nothing with this anyway. But it's like, if you would take the same approach that San Antonio took, they found gold in random spots. They had higher picks than us because they did better than us in the regular season, and they went further than us in the playoffs, so they had worse picks than we did in the first one.
As a matter of fact, Ginobili was a second round pick.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying?
Like they found ways to get around that. So yeah, we just need someone who, it doesn't have to be the GM. Like, I mean, hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do as far as the scouts that they had before, if they're going to retain them or if they're going to bring in a new group or whatever. But the hope is that you have a whole year, because you don't have nobody, you don't have a pick in this draft. So you have a whole year to figure out how we're going to approach this for next year.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's going to be
next year. I don't want to hear no excuses about nothing. Like this, you guys show and prove now that you got a whole year under your belt. At that point.
You know what, too, bro? I'm scared because that comment you just made, that Mark made, which he made before, I think a couple of times. I think I'm scared that he's going to give them the mind frame of like, look, we're not going to really focus on the draft. Like you said, now Dallas is good. We're not getting a top 10 pick no more. It's going to be in the back end of the draft. And so you're going to get Shane Larkins and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, you're not going to really take it serious.
Carlisle wanted, by the way. I didn't realize that until after he left. He wanted him, and he wanted Jared Cunningham. And
I heard about that too. I heard about that
what's
too.
My guy named from Virginia?
Anderson.
Yeah, Justin Anderson. I was like, fam, are you serious?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I forgot in Justin Anderson's draft who we could have had. I can't remember who it was. I was like, are you serious? Man, I can't remember right now off the top of my head, bro. But if I say out name, I'm like, are you serious, bro? We could have had him. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, or like we touched on a video before when we were talking about Bay out of Detroit. Right. This dude is a 3-and-D player right now. Ready to plug him in.
Bro.
Thank you. At the back end of the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is stuff like that, bro. It's like I need y'all to get a guy that's strictly focused on the draft. Like, get a guy that's focused on the draft. It's cool. Like I said, it's cool these guys have these connections with these guys. Even Philly got connections. It's cool that these guys got connections with players in the league right now. That's cool. But you can get a draft pick anytime. You ain't gonna always get a free agent, because you don't have that one free agent in 30 teams. There's only one Kawhi. He can't play for all 30 teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a chance to get somebody. You got a slew of players you can pick from in college if you just draft them well. You know what I'm saying? But that's it though. Y'all got anything else y'all want to add, bro, before we end it?
Nah, that was a good man.
Good luck.
Right. Cause like I said, I know a lot of people right now are kind of confused on what's going on with the Mavs and what's going on with the whole Mosley thing, why we didn't get Masai, all that stuff. I understand, y'all. We understand. But for us guys, that's gonna be it for us. Listen, please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. There are going to be some changes to the channel. Just follow our Instagram page and you'll kind of understand what's going on and stuff. We'll kind of tell you guys with that, or we'll probably tell you in the next video or whatever, kind of what's going on. We're just still trying to kind of get an idea of what we're going to do. Just kind of make it better for you guys and your viewing experience and stuff like that. But like I said, please like and subscribe to the channel for further videos. Gonna be a lot of more Mad videos, as y'all know. Off season is here. Training camp's around the corner. We got Summer League coming up, all that stuff, man. So y'all go ahead and just follow us, and we're gonna get y'all with some more of this Mav knowledge out here.
And And we're gonna have some Orlando Magic news with Jamal Moses there too.
Oh man, listen. If you go to Orlando, I'm in there, bro.
It's the Orlando Magic channel also.
Exactly. And also, guys, please comment down below y'all's opinion on the whole Jason Kidd signing and the whole Nico Harrison signing, and did y'all want these guys, and who did y'all want if y'all didn't want these guys? So go ahead and just let us know that down in the comment section below. With that being said, guys, it is your boy Real. Got my kinfolk Will. Got my boy Jay. Catch you guys again here soon.